Hey everybody, Alex here. It's been a while since we've uploaded an episode. Gabe and I got through the holidays. We were both really busy during that time, busy season for everybody. Then after the holidays, we were going to get together to record two episodes, and I missed both sessions. So actually, Gabe ended up recording two episodes with one of our friends, Adrian. He tells me that both of those episodes are really funny, very entertaining. He's prepping those to send them to me, and I'm going to upload them here shortly. Gabe also has been in the process of moving into his new apartment, so he's just been working on getting settled. So that's basically the only thing that's keeping us from recording a fresh episode. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload what should have been our original pilot episode. This was the episode it was the first episode that we ever recorded, and it's pretty hard to bear because I keep saying the whole time. I was really nervous. This is the first time that we ever recorded anything, so I don't know why. It just felt like a conversation. When we played it back, I didn't even notice. When we were talking, I never noticed how much I was saying Anyways, so go ahead and just give it a listen. Maybe pull a bottle of your favorite liquor next to you and take a shot every time I say because it's a lot of times. But we keep a nice conversation, and in the meantime, I'm just going to upload this episode, and shortly we're going to upload the two episodes with Adrian, and then hopefully we can get you a fresh episode here soon. All right, guys, take care. 1994.
That almighty amazing. That almighty amazing.
This is great. Okay, I like that. No, this is good. This is good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the 36 Chamber podcast, and my name is Alex, and I am here with your second host, Gabe. Yeah. And this is the pilot episode of the 36 Chamber podcast. Please like and subscribe, and if you're listening, thank you to everybody who's actually listening right now, and we really appreciate this. We're just going to go ahead and streamline this episode, kind of get the feel for everything, and build it as we go. This podcast is going to be basically centered around hip-hop, but it's not necessarily just going to be strictly on the topic of hip-hop. We'll basically just talk about anything that comes to mind, and but the foundation of the podcast will be based on hip-hop. We both grew up listening to both old school and mainstream hip hop, and the I guess you could say the hip hop of today. It's not too not too bad, but I can definitely say that I am still more attracted to the old school stuff.
It's missing something. Have you listened to Czarface?
I have not, no,
okay,
actually.
So Inspected Dex Project with 7L and Esoteric. It's modern, and I feel like it's cool because the beats are so dope, but the lyrics are like too old school. They're not with that new modern touch, but it's kind of like an attack to all these modern rappers and saying their shit sucks. But one of their songs starts with this one quote, and I think it's 7L saying, you know, like I don't even care about music nowadays. I miss that old mom's like home cooking, that old stuff, and none of that shit nowadays has any of that substance. All this stuff is like Lunchables, and it's all like freezer food.
Okay.
He's like, so I miss mom's old cooking. He's like, so that made a lot of sense to me because I feel like that's what I'm missing. I'm missing that old substance, that's something that you can sit on for years, and it's still outlasting today. Not that cookie cutter bullshit that everybody listens to. You know?
Yeah, and definitely there are some artists who stand out, and one of my favorite artists from this era, or I guess you could say the past 10 years, is definitely Currency.
Yeah.
I think Currency definitely doesn't get the attention that he deserves on a mainstream platform. But I would say, my personal opinion, on an underground platform, I think he's actually the undisputed king of underground hip hop. Yeah, and
I don't listen to enough Currency to vouch, but I definitely say consistency. Every time I've gone to listen to anything by Currency, no matter if it's old or new, it's consistent. It is dope. There's something lyrical. There's something chill. I really can't argue with anything. So I feel like he's not one of those artists that makes a hit song and then he's around. He's someone that has consistently done stuff. He's still doing stuff to this day. And if you're a new listener, I'm sure there's new music you can find that old listeners have probably never even touched yet. So that's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, actually, one thing that I really like about him is exactly that, the consistency. And one thing is that he was actually signed to Young Money, and he was working with Lil Wayne. So he actually has experience in the mainstream spotlight, and that actually helped him when it came to making his albums, such as his Pilot Talk series, and his array of mixtapes. One year, I believe it was in 2018, he actually dropped one mixtape for every month, so 12 mixtapes in
That's
a year.
ridiculous.
And
that's just so much music, bro.
Yeah.
How can you even do that?
And he works really hard, and I've listened to every single one of those mixtapes, and the quality does not drop, and the change in sound is very, very.
Do you feel like that's just too much though for you to just stay on listening when there's the moment you're into one thing from him, he's got a brand new album and another album and a mixtape and another one?
Well, I believe if you want if you are interested and you're actually waiting for more of his music because you are interested in basically his sound, you can, it doesn't affect you. Actually, I was excited when I saw it on Dat Piff. When I saw that he had dropped a new mixtape, I was really excited. And they all differ. They all have themes. And like I said, the quality doesn't drop. Another artist who I feel who actually rose from the underground platform to become more mainstream is actually Nipsey Hussle. Have you listened to him?
Not very much, no. Monica's a big fan, so I've heard him, definitely, but I have not given him a good listen.
Yeah, this last October was his the anniversary of his Crenshaw mixtape, and that's actually the first mixtape that I heard of his music. And one cool thing about that mixtape is that he sold every single mixtape for $100, and
God damn, how?
Yeah, he sold 1,000 of them. So basically, this was part of the promotion of the mixtape, and that was actually one of the things that made him more noticeable. Was that Jay-Z was so impressed of the marketing approach to that mixtape that he actually bought 100 of them. So
Sales for sure.
and that gave him the attention that he needed, and he sold all of them with no problem.
That's all, bro. That's what bugs me. I mean, not to segue too far, but as an artist, it just takes that one influencer. And you know, when I was in college,
I
had a teacher that was really involved in like the Hollywood community, and he was like, if I can do anything for you in this entire class, I want to ask everybody in this class, what do you want? What is the one thing you would want from me? And I was the only one who said, I want to be famous. And everybody burst into laughter. And that was fine. You know, I get it because it sounds very superficial and shitty, and everyone tries to pretend they're a saint nowadays. My reasoning, still to this day, is being a role model is so much more of like a value than just having money or having an estate of some sort. If I could be a Kendrick, if I could be a Bill Gates, if I could be a Steve Jobs, not just someone who's created a big company, but just says something and people listen, then I could change the world by helping others to realize their value in themselves to change the world. And that's all he had. He had someone who believed in that one thing of his, and that changed his life for the better. And then look how many people have spawned their creative influences from Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, he's been a very big influence. He is definitely one of my favorite artists. It's pretty sad that he actually left the hip-hop world, or just left us early. Actually, I've never been in shock. Actually, when I heard that he had passed away, it was that was a definite blow, and it really spoke to how much he had basically had an effect on me with his music, because his approach, he had a really great perspective for marketing, but also he didn't just produce music for producing it, making money, and becoming famous. He actually used that influence to change his neighborhood and actually change the lives of people around him. Like, he actually started... exactly like him. And one of the tragic things is that he just didn't... He stayed in the area that he grew up in, and that was a bad area, and that's a big debate whether he should have left and moved out and still helped that area. But his main shop is on Crenshaw, and that area is notorious for being a high crime area. So definitely Nipsey Hussle. I mean, he'll be missed. And overall, I think that these last 50 years of hip hop, they are missing the soul a little bit. I think that the music that was produced in the past really had some more soul.
Well, I mean, a lot of it I've noticed just from knowing the other side of things is, one, business has so much more to influence than we realize. Of why the reason we even mention the artists we mentioned from that time period is because those are the artists that actually got a chance to get out there and were pushed by the record labels. So there's a plethora of artists that we'll never know about that were better than all of the Biggies and Tupacs and Wu-Tang. And we'll never even know their shine. We'll never hear about them. That just has to do with the record label industry, and that's shitty. Number two is, there's so many ways to put your music out there nowadays. There's no hunger.
Yeah.
There's no need to shine. Everyone's all about keeping them in their own cool and happy, and everyone's within their own little circles now, that there's no need to influence the world. There's no need to step out of that and to show what you have to offer most of the time, because most people can just put it out there on SoundCloud, get their shit up on Spotify, have their monthly listeners, get their little income, make their money, support their mom and dad like they wanted to, and that's it. They don't need to have the same shine that it used to be.
I will say, though, that breakdown that you just gave about uploading your music to Spotify or SoundCloud, that actually gives you leverage with the record companies, because now you have your own analytics to go by. And when you go to a meeting, now you don't go there without the knowledge of how you can actually perform. You can go there and tell them how you've been performing and why you deserve more of your music, and how you deserve more money. And I think that actually is a major difference from the past. I guess it's a big positive. So
but see, that to me, I've noticed, and that's just from the artist side of it, is that takes away so much of the craft and the creativity. Because and the reason why is because as I consider myself a nobody in the independent artist world. Just because I'm not known, that doesn't mean I'm not influential. It just means nobody really know who I am other than my own neighborhood. I'm local, as they say in Juice. So all the other local rappers I've been around, they all approach it as if like they won't do a collaboration with you. They won't do anything with you unless you're paying them. Everything's upfront. Everything's industry based, and it's business first. Nothing is about a creative like flow, like how a band might be, where it's, hey, check out this dope bassist. Let's bring him in for a track. It's not like that. It's about paying my bread up front because that's how it's supposed to be in the business. And that has ruined some shit for like the creative flow of independent artists. I honestly don't meet genuine artists on my level that want to just collab because, yo, your shit's tight, my shit's tight. If you ever follow any of my stuff, Major Dynamic and me make a lot more music together than anyone because we get along. For one, we're friends.
Now, Major Dynamic is a local producer?
Yeah. Local producer, but he has a big influence actually in the UK. Like, he's put his shit out on the web, and he's gotten thousands of listeners and followers just from the UK because his beats are dope.
Okay.
But point being is he doesn't work with anyone because he thinks everyone's whack. He doesn't want to do it like, I don't care to do this shit for money. I don't care to like you to pay me my bread and then I'll make you a track. If I think you suck, I think you suck, and I won't make music with you. If I think you're dope, he reaches out and everybody says the same shit. What are you going to pay me? What are you going to do this? I'll pay you money, that's cool, but it's taking away the creativity from the project. It's taking away the general influence of, let's do this, let's just make some dope-ass music. Like, I'm sure that's why Doom is Doom, because he collaborates with everybody on this fucking planet, doesn't say what it is or when it is, and just releases it, and then you'll find it 10 years later. That's why he's still freaking, like, influential and relevant.
Yeah, and I actually I believe that the structure that mainstream hip-hop has by having a manager and an agent that can go over those things, so the artist can only focus on
the
making the music. And
did you ever watch? Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. My bad.
Oh no. I actually wanted to say, so Major Dynamic, does he have a social media account?
Yeah,
that actually. Yeah, which one? Which would
his Instagram is what he uses the most for sure.
Okay.
But like, he's got his music on Spotify for sure. It's the biggest one, but from Bandcamp to SoundCloud to BandClick, everything, he's got his music up everywhere. Just so that way, if anyone ever listens, they can find him.
Yeah, and the hip-hop group Vegas Natives and Nation Overheads, that's the hip-hop group that you're with. Yeah. And you guys have actually been out for quite a while, and you were saying that your music can be also found on Spotify and SoundCloud?
If you look up Gabe Thinkin', just Gabe Thinkin' on Spotify, you'll find all of the stuff that we've done. There's tons of unreleased music, and I realize that's why I sit on all this stuff on my iTunes, and I wish I could put it out there, but it's just music we did over the years. But what we did complete is out there on Spotify right now under Gabe Thinkin'.
And actually, going on the subject of local Las Vegas, we're actually from Las Vegas. This is where we're recording out of. And going on the subject of Las Vegas music scene, what do you say? How has it evolved ever since you have been a part of the not just hip hop but overall music?
Overall? Well, yeah. See, that's what was. Vegas is such an interesting place, and I haven't lived anywhere else. I can't speak for anywhere else, but what I've noticed is that, and this is common amongst all music artists, I've found that if you're not a somebody, if you're not already established with a fan base, most people don't take you seriously and don't give you any credibility. Maybe that's the same everywhere else, but like, if you want to collaborate or if you want to work together, you want to do a show or an event, something like that, and you reach out to another artist, majority of the time they are not going to take you very seriously unless they see that you already have an influence, and almost like you don't need them to begin with. And that is one thing I've noticed that kind of, it messes up the creative flow for a lot of bands. And remember Pancakes, Jose Pancakes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His band We Are Pancakes, that I helped him develop the sounds in the beginning before he was a band, and it was because he couldn't find anyone to work with. Like, he felt like everybody would be just weird and very strange about their choices. So then he eventually did it himself. He found a group of people that became his band, We Are Pancakes. They blew up, and they became, I think, one of the biggest little indie bands in the city. And they're not around anymore, and he says it's the same thing. It's like you can't find many people who are willing to push this like how you might imagine it to be in the music scene, where you're good at an instrument, you're good at singing. Well, you guys should work together. It doesn't really fit together that well, and maybe that has to do with Vegas people, and we don't click necessarily because we're a big group of a bunch of different people. We're not like, you ever notice, like, none of us are the same. We're all different.
Yeah.
We're all from different places and different
big
areas.
melting pot of different personalities, and I think one reason is the expectations that you have when you are going into whatever project or whatever idea that you have of making music or any type of form of art. The expectation that most people have is a quick result. They they become very humbled when they realize that it's going to take longer to get the results or get the attention or become more famous, for lack of a better word that I can't think of. And I guess you could say that for anything that you want to work on. I think if you don't focus on what the outcome is going to be and you focus on the art itself, I think that the growth will just
it'll happen naturally.
Yeah,
I agree, and that's what I've been searching for too with a lot of artists. So I've always opened my studio up to anybody, and anytime people want to work together, I just say okay. And usually the more serious people will follow through. People who aren't serious, they never call back, and that's fine. But as far as the other things in the city, I've noticed like Rusty Maples was a great band that I think would have really
and they became really popular here.
Yeah, they just lost all their members one by one. That was the only thing for them that kind of messed it up. But I think there's a lot of great musicians and a lot of great artists in Las Vegas, and they're the ones who do the best are always in some hidden gym. They're in like some house party, or they're at some bar and they don't, like, no one knows about it because there's a lot of random events always going on here. But I have found some of the best musicians, best rappers in this town, but I never saw them ever again. And it was just, I saw them one time, and it was just because maybe they feel the same way I do. They're just so jaded from the scene that they're like, nah, I don't really care to be out there trying to collaborate with the world anymore. Maybe I just want to keep with my friends and family and do my shit, you know? And I don't know, but I've noticed that was a big part of it. The hip-hop scene is weird in general nowadays. Can you say, if I asked you on the street, some random dude, hey, you listen to hip-hop? Do I know what kind of hip-hop he listens to? No. It could be anything, right? It could be drill music, could be trap, could be old school hip hop, could be spoken word shit nowadays. It could be anything. It could be radio music. It could be, I don't know, strictly Big Sean. Who knows? So the vast like variety of all the shit that's out there has also influenced the hip hop scene here. So if I put on a hip hop show, I may not get any artists I like because we all may listen to different artists. And that has a big, like, I saw one dude at this one hip hop show. I did sound for them because I just did a sound gig and they needed a sound guy. I set it all up, and one dude goes out there and he's like, "Hey man, thanks for setting up my show." Like Chance the Rapper style, like just, "Hey, thanks for so much, man. This is really awesome. I like the microphones and blah 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 blah." Goes up there. "I'ma fuck this bitch and fucking fuck your fucking girl in the ass, na na na." And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, and he took his shirt off. And then he quotes "Old Dirty Bastard," and then he says, "This is all for him." And he just goes out, "Shimmy, shimmy, oh, shimmy, shimmy, yeah." And it was like, so okay, where did ODB fit in there? I don't know, but that was cool to hear. Then he came back to me. He's like, "Thank you so much for setting up my show, man. That was really great." And it's like, so are you still gonna fuck my bitch in the ass, or who are you? Which artist are you? Or, you know, maybe you're both of those people. And that's where I notice the scene is. It's just that, a lot of different influences.
Yeah, and I'm sure the mainstream influence will happen. I mean, the influence from mainstream culture had an influence on him because I'm sure that there's a lot of artists out there who aren't the same person when they're not recording.
Definitely, yeah.
And
maybe people saw me that way. I try to be both on stage. You know, when I talk to people, I try to be myself. and try to also. I think my lyrics always reflect being hard and being the best, but I try to reassure everyone this is just lyrical shit. Like, I'm not actually gonna fight anybody, and that's why I don't mention that literally. Like, literally, I'm gonna fight you or beat you up or some dumb shit like that.
You know who an example is Tech Nine. When you listen to Tech Nine's music, you can listen and you can hear this very different person than from what he is off the mic.
True, yeah. Because when he talks, he's a pretty nice dude. He's articulate. He's like
very calm.
He's hella cool. He seems like he's very educated in spiritual stuff, and he's very well, like, he's grounded. And then when you hear him rapping, it doesn't sound like that at all.
Yeah, very different. I mean, when it comes to any type of art, anything you want to do, I think the biggest thing is just don't worry about what's going to happen or your expectations. Also with this podcast, it's going to naturally grow, and I think that what it will become, it's going to be different from what it starts off as.
Yes,
and I think we're just basically we're just going to streamline it, and I think as long as we're dedicated, I think and hopefully the listeners, and I hope that little by little you guys can grow to like our podcast, and we'll become more comfortable. We'll get more comfortable. At least I'll get more comfortable, and because I'm sure that I've said a lot of us, and I think that I think this is going to be a great pastime for you guys. And once again, I hope that you guys can enjoy this, and thank you to anybody who subscribes, likes. I actually want to give a shout out to Ivana Lee. She was actually our first subscriber.
What, she already has?
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah. And
I saw her randomly. Ivana, you're such an awesome person. Shout out to you.
Yeah. And we just we hope you guys like our podcast, and hope you guys can just join us with every episode, and let us just entertain you.
Yeah. I got one quick thing before we go. I'll try to do this more often, but I'll just throw some artists at you that I've been listening to. You just tell me in a quick brief what you think.
Okay.
We'll just do it like that. Chance the Rapper.
I think he's decent. I guess he's like vanilla to me. He's not that's, I guess I need to listen to him more.
Okay.
I guess you could say he's almost like J. Cole, Okay. Because some people can listen to J. Cole and say he's really boring, and some people can listen to J. Cole and think that he's better than Kendrick Lamar, better than Eminem.
And that's so weird to me.
And
all right, so that's how we got Chance. Let's go with he just dropped a new album, Big Sean.
I actually like Big Sean. Maybe because I've actually listened to him more. His Detroit mixtape I really like. And one thing about him is that I think he just doesn't market himself as good as he should. I know that his co-sign from Kanye West really helped him, and of course his raps and his style helped him. But his style doesn't really just speak to me as much as Kendrick Lamar would speak to me,
Yeah, I don't put him in the same bracket, but I love Big Sean. That's why I asked. Let's see, personal favorite of mine, especially in the past couple of years, Amine. Do you listen to Amine?
I haven't, no.
I highly suggest. He is just like for a rapper who can do mainstream and like underground shit. He's a great combo, but he is so catchy that he's nothing but like a pop. He sounds like a pop artist no matter what he's doing.
How do you spell it?
Amine.
Amine.
Yeah, I think he is so incredibly talented with his melodies and his just his hooks and everything, and his rhythms, even his cadences, how he rhymes, and that's why he is He actually is super, super big, bigger than people realize. But anyways, that's why I wanted to mention him, because I think he's so slept on, even though he's on the radio all fucking day. Lizzo, do you listen to Lizzo?
I don't know.
I'm just wondering, because her new music does not reflect her old music, which was all raps before. And I want to play some old Lizzo just so people can hear, like, this girl can rap. And when she finally decides to rap, she's going to destroy every girl rapper in the whole game, period.
Okay.
There's not one girl rapper I can think of besides maybe
okay.
No Name or like, what's her name? I'm thinking of the same person, right? No Name Gypsy is her name?
I don't
think
know.
that's her name.
No Name?
Yeah.
I think it's just No Name.
Just No Name?
Yeah, we may be wrong. Let us
wrong.
know if we got that one wrong. But I think it is just No Name.
But yeah, artists like that who are taking their raps to a different level, not just trying to make a hit song, you know? And so anyways, dope.
Schoolboy Q, your Crash Talk album is probably one of the best albums of the year.
It really is.
I don't know if it came out this year. I think it did.
So dope.
And I think Denzel
2019
Curry.
Denzel Curry put out a new album?
I don't know if he did, but Denzel Curry's album, Imperial, is one that I really like. And I'm forgetting his name, but he was with the Wolfgang, Our Future. He broke away.
Frank Ocean?
No.
Damo?
Red Corolla? Yeah,
Damo. He put out another album?
Damo Genesis. I don't think so, but I just wanted to bring him up and say that he is a great artist.
Probably one of the most underrated rappers.
Yeah,
for sure.
very underrated.
Sure. He is so fire, bro.
Yeah, he's great. Great.
Under the Influence 2, me and Kush were listening out so much, man. And it was just like his wordplay, the way he puts things together, is just so dope.
He had a mixtape with oh my god, he did the Alchemist. He has a mixtape with Alchemist.
Yeah. I wasn't
It's
a big
great,
fan
man.
of it. I'll be honest.
I think
Same
it's
with
good.
Alchemist and who else had an album together? Alchemist and someone else. 'Cause
Action Bronson?
No, that's
dope.
fire.
That's a classic, man.
That is so fire. Bro.
I mean, the theme. I mean, that's probably it's almost perfect.
Did you listen to Schoolboy Q? Yeah, we talked about Gorillaz.
Yeah, that was a good song,
bro. Pac-Man.
Yeah, he the flow, everything.
Did you listen to the phone call that they have on that Soundbites episode? The whole thing that they're doing. So in the phone call, they ask him like, so why? First of all, like, what did you rap about? And he pretty much just tells him exactly what I thought. He just keeps it hood. Like, he just kept it himself. Talks about where he came from, the shit he used to do to get to where he is now, and still being better at everybody at the level he's at. And I just feel like, how are you going to be that dope on a Gorilla song? You listen to Mos Def, you listen to De La, you listen to Del the Funky Homo. I'm not going to put Del in there. You listen to all these rappers, Snoop Dogg, they change their flow. They change their shit up to be on Gorillaz. They sound away because it's Gorillaz. You can be creative as you want. Schoolboy Q walked in that motherfucking bitch and did it exactly how he would have done it on his own album, and I still think he killed it.
He did a great job. I mean, the beat was completely different to one that he would use on his own album, and he just basically fused with that beat very well.
Like the same way. Like just the way he started writing it was like, yo, this is a Schoolboy track. This is not a Gorillaz track.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like when he did that because I felt like he took that song and made it his own. Not did what Gorillaz wanted him to do. And they want that. They don't want you to do something they want. They want you to create your own kind of vibe on the track.
And that's what's great about Gorillaz. They really let you shine.
What do you think about Humans? I'm sorry, bro. Humans was not.
I haven't listened
album.
to it. I haven't listened to it. Yeah.
As a great, and this is with all due respect to all Gorillaz because I love Gorillaz. You know, because we've seen them together. That album was not very good.
Oh man, I have to listen to it.
Not very good. But you know what is dope? And I'll just stop with all the negative about it. They have their first video they dropped on Humans is a 3D video. It's literally you can move your phone through the entire video, and to me that was the first time it's like
in a haunted house, isn't it?
And that was creative as hell, and I thought as soon as 3D video or 360 video came out, that's what they were going to do. So it's a 360 music video, and it's fire.
No. Go ahead and listen to all these artists that we have just mentioned. They are all great artists. I'm sure you guys have listened to a lot of them, if not all of them. But once again, we just want to thank you for being with us on this first episode, and hopefully you guys can join us on the next one. We're going to go ahead and just end it here. And thanks guys. We really appreciate it. Once again, like and subscribe. Help us grow the channel. And thank you guys.